to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, you're welcome. My name is Taking the Teaser.
And I'm Faith Teaser. And together we are Teasers.
Yep, we are the Teasers. You're welcome to this special episode. Yes. So today we're going to be talking about how to build intimacy in a relationship without sex. Now this is for, of course, the unmarried.
Yes.
Because it's impossible to build intimacy as a married couple without sex. But how to build intimacy without sex.
Yeah.
And this is important because, a lot of young people have been advised not to have sex. Of course, scriptures tell us believers, especially, not to have sex before, to abstain, not to, have premarital sex, engage in premarital sex.
Yes.
So how can you build intimacy? Well, I think the first question to answer here is, what is intimacy? And I'll put it in simple terms. Intimacy is that feeling of closeness between two people, often characterized by mutual trust, an attitude of mutual trust and care for each other.
Yeah.
So I must say this before my wife takes up the first way to build intimacy. Going by general opinion or thought, once we say intimacy, the first thing that comes to mind is sex. And it goes beyond sex, but then you learn how that is true today.
Yeah.
So how can you build intimacy without sex?
Yeah. Alright, so the first thing that we have today on how to build intimacy without sex in a relationship is by communication. Communication is very important. Like, it's extremely important.
Yeah.
There are levels to communication, but it's important for you to first of all communicate.
Yeah.
So you talk about the things that you want to do, talk about things that you've done, you talk about things that you want to do, like plans ahead. It's very, very, very important. When you communicate, you build a bond when you communicate, because what happens is that I know you more because we're communicating.
Yeah.
And then because I know you more, I'm developing a soft spot for you.
Yeah.
I remember when my husband asked me out, and I think before we started dating, one of the things that really helped us to build that closeness was we spoke a lot.
Yeah.
We spoke every day. We spoke for hours in a day. And so somehow, because I was talking to him, I started feeling a particular way for him. I started liking him. I started having a soft spot for him, because this was somebody I was always talking to. So I was getting familiar with him.
Yeah.
I was getting close with him. I was feeling like I could connect with him because of the things that we discussed. So communication is very important when you want to build intimacy. It is a way to build intimacy in a relationship. Very important. Communication. Very
and then
important.
just in simple terms, talking to each other a lot.
Talk a lot.
I know people's temperament may differ, and then some people may not talk a lot, but make sure that you don't go without talking about things, making plans for the future and all that.
Yes.
And the question I'll ask is, of course, people think it's impossible to build intimacy without sex, but you can be intimate with your father, your brother.
Exactly.
And you don't need to sleep with them.
Exactly. And how do you do that?
Communication is one of those things.
Communication plays a role.
And then as believers, one of the things that you can do is spend a lot of time in devotion. I mean, you're dating, and you're dating towards getting married. One of the things you're going to be doing a lot after you're going to continue your lifestyle in Christ.
That's true.
While you're married.
Exactly.
So why not begin to prepare for it now before you go into the marriage?
Yes.
So I know that spending time in devotion also builds intimacy, because you're doing a spiritual activity together.
Yes.
Have you noticed that a church that grows together spiritually, the people have a stronger bond than a church that isn't so spiritually sound and doesn't grow together?
Yes.
The person you grow together or spend time together to in spiritual activities, you grow a kind of bond and closeness, and that's because the union of the spirit is stronger in that atmosphere of fellowship.
That's true.
So if you spend time together studying the Bible, spend time together praying, you spend time together worshiping. When we're dating, we spend a lot of time, not all the time. I'm not saying that you're not trying to, as our father will say, you're not trying to, except you guys are starting a ministry together.
Yeah.
But because you're in a relationship, it's wiser you guys spend time in devotion together before you even get married.
Yes.
And one of the things to do for you apart from intimacy is that you will learn how to build that synergy, because when
Very
you get married,
important.
you need to pray together.
Yes.
Apart from your personal devotion time, you need to pray together as a family.
Yeah.
That bond and unity of a family will need to stand. So yes, one way you can build intimacy is worshiping together. Can I tell you something? We're not trying to sound religious.
Yeah.
It is very, very beautiful when both of you spend time together. Guess what? It will give you more to talk about. That's when you study, of course, read books and all that. It will give you more it would, that closeness. Now naturally you're already in the same atmosphere, then spiritually you are, how would I put it now, you're exposing yourselves to the same thing.
You're ministering to the Lord together, and He's ministering to both of you. So you guys can even talk about those things that the Lord ministered to you in the place of worship. So,
and ultimately, family is God's strategy for
kingdom
advancement. So the vision He wants for your family, the things He wants to achieve through your family, you begin to get revelation about them and begin to prepare towards them.
That's true.
I'll just say this at this point. One of the reasons why a lot of people are tempted towards going into sex while they're dating is because of boredom.
Yes.
Most times, it's not just because you guys are attracted to it. Most times, because you're bored, like there's nothing to do. The next thing is that gravitating towards each other, and then you want to please. But basically, that's one of them.
Yeah, and another way to build intimacy in a relationship without sex is to create memories together.
Yeah.
You guys can have a bucket list and then start to tick them off, check them out of that list.
Yeah.
What happens is that because you build memories together, years from that time, in fact weeks from that time, you can relive those memories. So it's something that it makes you feel like, I shared this time with this person, I shared this moment with this person, I shared this experience with this person. When we're dating, there was a time when we went to Wonderland, and we just said about it a while ago. It was so it was very simple. We didn't spend so much money, but we created memories together. We still remember the things that we did, how we're shouting when we went on the boat ride and all of that. It helps you build a bond together because those memories will last a lifetime.
Yes.
It will always be there to remind you of those special things about the person and special things about your relationship. So it makes you guys have a closer bond. For example, when we went to that place, I think that was the first time I really realized that my husband doesn't like heights. And so it was so funny. But the funny thing was, he was trying to be, macho, I can't shout. Me, I was busy shouting. But after the ride, you could tell that the man was like, thank God we did not die. So
wait. I was trying to be macho.
I was trying to be macho.
No, I'm macho.
I was trying
as
to be,
I'm a hard guy. I was not shouting, nothing. I'm scared of heights.
He was there to protect me.
I'm so scared of heights. It's one of the reasons if you're watching this at an exam. That's why I never did obstacle crossing. Never. I only did do the rehearsal, but not in this thing. Because I was so scared of heights. As in that confidence bridge, I could not climb up to the top.
Yeah.
Looking down like this, I almost dropped. But
creating memories is important because another thing that creating memories does is that it helps you know the person better. For example, I really understood that my husband doesn't like heights. When you have maybe restaurants you want to go to, you realize this person doesn't like this food, or this person likes this thing. So at the end of the day, what can now happen is that maybe on another random day you want to surprise the person. You know what the person likes, you know what the person wants to do. So at the end of the day, it is still building an intimacy, it is still building a bond between both of you, because like he said, how do we build intimacy with our families? We have times together. We have memories together. We have times of when our parents were beating our younger one, our elder one, and we laugh about it. So what happens is that you are able to build a closeness because there's something you can both connect on. There's a memory, there's an activity that has brought you two together. So if you have places you've not gone to and you want to go, you can decide, say, okay, let's go to this place together, let's do this thing together. So creating memories is also a way to build intimacy in a relationship.
And one other way to build intimacy, of course, is, let me use this analogy. That's what I was trying to remember. I almost forgot. Say you work in a corporation. For those that are working class or those that, it doesn't even matter. When you were in school, the people you were put in the same group to work with, maybe you didn't go to school, but maybe your church circle or whatever social club or gathering you belong to. Did you notice that the people you worked on a project with, you grew closer to? Even if you're in the same class, the people that were in a group with, you work closer with every day on a project, you got closer to, because you guys are working on something.
That's true.
You know, one way to build intimacy is both of you, your lives will not end as single people.
Yeah.
Your lives will continue even after your marriage. So what I mean is every other thing apart from your marriage will
Still
continue.
have your individual
So
life.
so the visions, the plans, the purposes, the paths that both of you want to work on individually and collectively, you can begin to build a vision on it and work on it. You intimate each other on the vision. You incorporate each other into helping each other to fulfill those visions. How can my spouse participate in my vision? How can they help me? And how can I help them in their own vision?
Yeah.
What this starts to do is this: it brings a bond and a sense of, it brings a form of understanding between each of you, both of you. For instance, we're talking with a with a couple. Forgive me. We're talking with a couple. I say we're talking with a counsel. We're talking with a couple. Day before yesterday also. Oh yeah, we're talking with a couple, and one of the things we said was, because my wife understands my responsibilities as a pastor, when I have to make sacrifices, or when she has to make sacrifices for me to do the things that I have to do, she is more understanding because I've carried her along in everything I do.
Yeah.
So this is one of the advantages we will do have for you guys in the future, apart from the fact that it will build some form of intimacy between both of you. You would have a better picture of what this person does and why this person is not available when he is. You cannot imagine why your husband is spending so much hours, or your wife is spending so much hours with certain kinds of people or in certain kinds of places. But when they carry you along, when you're involved in the vision, the planning, you understand the requirements and what is needed. And so when those sacrifices are being made, you won't have a problem with it. Sure. But even in the process, you start to understand, as we talked about even creating memories, you start to understand the person's weaknesses, the person's strengths, the person's reactions to disappointments and progress. I mean, there's so much you learn, you know, and that's what intimacy does. Intimacy is learning, building trust, as I said from the definition, building trust and care for each other. So when I'm showing concern for even your vision, and you're showing concern for my vision, I'll be pulled towards you because I can. Everybody likes someone who is concerned about what they want to do.
Definitely.
What means a lot to them.
Yeah.
People are drawn to people that show genuine care for what means a lot to them.
True.
So what will mean more to you apart from what you want to become and achieve in the future?
That's true.
People sacrifice their whole lives and commitment towards achieving what their dreams and goals are. So if you find a spouse that wants to help you do that, I mean, what amazing feeling is that in the world, you know? And that's one of the reasons why so many people are distracted. I must say this, because once they find someone else that shows more commitment to what they want to do than their spouse, they are just blown away. But no time for that. Anyways, we don't have time to go into that. But that's one thing you should know.
Yeah. So those are the few ways that you can build intimacy in your relationship.
Yeah.
And like he said, many people think that sex is the only way or the best way to build intimacy in your relationship.
Yeah.
And that is not true. The truth is that right now, in the generation that we are, with the things happening on social media, physicality is more promoted. So you think that the way to get it done is to be physical, and that is sex. But we're a married couple, and we're telling you that you don't spend the whole day, you don't spend the whole weeks having sex. You do other things that make you grow more intimate with each other daily. We've been married for years now, and we're more intimate with each other than before.
Yeah.
And sex is not what has made us that intimate. We've spent time talking. We've spent time sharing memories together. We've spent time working on each other's visions.
Yeah.
We have spent time praying together. We've spent time worshiping together. Where I want to do something and my husband is all out, helping me. Oh, let's do this, let's go and do that, let's do this. Oh, how can I help you? Those are the things that have built us. At the end of the day, wow.
Well, that I'm checking for something on that.
Because at the end of the day, sex is not just all there is to marriage.
Yeah.
Other things revolve around or inside a relationship. So you cannot put sex as the only thing. And the truth is that once sex is involved, you think that's the best way, you think that's the only way, and forget about these things. And so when you get married, you're now thinking, but I can't have sex every day. But then we're not that close. It's because you neglected other parts and focused just on sex.
Yeah, I know. I need to what she's saying here. Most people have sex in the night.
That's true.
Most people. Most times. Yeah. And you will spend more time together in the day
Yeah.
than in the night.
And in the night.
So you will need to know how to spend time in the day without
wisdom.
sex. I know.
As I was checking his muzzle.
I know. No, so I was just showing how strong I've been behind it. So, but that's what
That's
you
true.
need to learn how to live together.
Yes.
See, there are more dynamics about dating than sex. Listen,
Yes.
both of you are interested in each other. I mean, are you living in the same house? Of course, I expect that shouldn't
Yeah.
be the case.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, well, both of you are living together. So there's so many things you don't know yet that are very important than
Yeah.
sex. So you guys just see and then you separate. So it's good that the time you spend together, the time opportunities you have to, you take advantage of them properly
Yeah.
to get to know your spouse. And somebody's asking, what will we talk about? Talk about your marriage. Talk about what you will do in future.
Yeah, talk about number of children you want to have.
I mean, there's so
Talk
many
about-
things to
there's
discuss about.
So many. I was asking him, I said, when we were dating, we spoke so much. I asked him, so what were we talking about? But then we realized that the way our marriage is now is because of the things we said those days.
Yeah.
So we made plans, and it has shaped and structured our marriage now and our relationship. So talk
Yeah.
about things. It will help you.
That's
It's
true.
beneficial.
Yeah.
So
And I just forgot what I wanted to say.
sorry.
But basically, building intimacy is very important. It's an important part of your relationship.
Yes.
And you guys should just, have fun.
Yes.
Have fun. And as she said, it has a lot of damage. In fact, once you start breaking some boundaries,
You are
you know,
You just keep going.
you just keep going. And guess what? When you come, that's all you want to do. You want to just go there,
Yes.
go there.
Yes.
Just imagine they take you to where your best food is, and they put other things for you to eat. You will enjoy it later, but it's better when you're married than when you guys are dating. So, try your best to avoid that, man. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. And yes, I just remember what I said. This is why people are advised most times to not cut for too long. This is why people are advised most times to not cut for too long, because when the courtship is extended, you are extending the temptation time.
That's true.
Because as people say, body no be firewood, it's true.
I was just going to say it.
Your body will be, stretchy sometimes, do you like this. So, I mean, and because you are emotionally attracted to this person, you must be physical. No, not must, but most times it happens.
Most times it
You will be
happens.
physically attracted to the person.
Yeah.
Certain things will start happening. Your trouser will be moving.
Wow.
So you
PG-18.
You should do your best to, if you want to go in a serious relationship, make sure you're ready, and then try your best. I know, it might not be the best or favorable situation, but try your best to not cut for too long. Get married and then.
And always remember that as a Christian, one of the fruits that the Spirit of God bears on your inside is self-control.
Yeah.
So even when the temptation arises, you are able to put your body under subjection because you are master of your body.
Yeah.
Your body does not control you.
Yeah.
So you are able to have self-control even though your desires remain normal. You are able to contain those desires till it is the right time to have them expressed.
Mm-hmm.
So you bear the fruit of self-control. You
Yeah.
can control yourself.
Yeah.
So basically, that's what we have for you guys today. And we're telling you, don't forget to subscribe.
Very important.
Don't forget to like.
Very,
Don't
very
forget to share.
Very,
I know
very,
that
very, very
you
important.
have some people that you believe this they would love to hear
Yeah,
this.
tell them.
Send it to them.
Yeah.
What again? Give a thumbs up. Hit the notification bell.
Yeah.
Love us.
Everybody, just do everything.
Do everything.
Do everything. In fact, do everything.
Do everything. Even if it means you tagging us on our social media platforms, please feel free.
Yeah.
Anything you learn, anything you want to share, please do.
All right.
So that's
Thank
what
you.
we have for today.
Take care,
Thank you
bye.
guys.